everything for that as well. So yeah, thanks for joining us. 60 minutes, let's just get started right away on our mats. So if you would like to choose a restorative posture to get into, feel free to go for it. I usually like to suggest extended child's pose. It's a great shape to kind of slow your breath, limit your vision. That's a big toes to touch towards the back of your mat. You're spreading your knees open to get into your hips and then extending your arms long in front of you. Make this an active posture to really stretch out your shoulders here. And then just start to limit any distractive thoughts, any thoughts that come into your brain, and just make your way to be present onto your mat here today. Yogis in class, I always say you don't look like anyone else, so your practice will not look like anyone else's. Please just listen to your body in whatever capacity you've shown up in today and make any of those modifications or customizations today for class. As always, the only thing you need to do for the next 60 minutes is breathe. So let's really tune into our breath here and unite it as a community. Exhale everything out of your lungs. Beautiful. Take a big inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Let's do one more just like that together. Inhale, fill up with air. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Option to engage Ujjayi Pranayama. It's an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the nose. This type of breath helps link our breath to movement. It also helps create heat within our body. It's a textured, audible breath. And it helps guide you through practice here today through our vinyasa flow. If you would like to do a breath together here, take a big inhale through your nose and a controlled exhale out through your nose as well. Beautiful. Yoga is all about options. This is a practice. Every time you show up onto your mat, it'll look different because you feel different. So please listen to that breath and listen to your body today. Yogis, on your next inhale, slowly shift forward to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Find some slow organic movement. Just start to warm up in the space. You can reverse your palms or sway from side to side. Yogis, whenever you're ready, meet in a neutral tabletop position. We'll take a few rounds of cat and cow all together here. So inhale, cow pose, fill up with air, let your heart shine forward. Beautiful. Exhale, cat pose, tuck your tailbone, arch your back. Inhale, cow pose, fill up with air, let your belly hang. Exhale, cat pose, carve it out, bring your belly button towards your spine. Beautiful. One more time, just like that. Inhale, cow pose, fill up with air, expand. Exhale, cat pose, tuck your tailbone, look between your knees. Beautiful. Slowly come back to a neutral tabletop position here. We'll thread the needle just to get into our shoulders a little bit here. So with an inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, thread the needle, sweep that arm underneath and through. Option to come on down to your ear or your shoulder. Yogis, if you'd like to take a half bind here to open up your opposite shoulder, you can bring your forearm towards your low back. Yogis, if you took a half bind, slowly bring your palm back to the mat. As you inhale, reach that right arm high, and exhale, neutral tabletop back to center. We'll take it on the opposite side. Inhale, reach your left arm high, open up. And exhale, thread the needle, sweep that left arm underneath and through. Knowing each side of your body looks different, it'll feel different. Again, yogis, if you'd like to take that half bind, you can bring your forearm to your low back, opening up your opposite shoulder. Yogis, if you took a half bind, slowly bring your palm back to the mat. As you inhale, reach your left arm high, last little stretch. And exhale, neutral tabletop here. Yogis will find a little bit of balance here with bird dog. Extend your left leg long, point or flex your foot, but commit to one. And then reach your opposite arm out in front of you. So right hand, palm can be face down or face forward here, but you're lengthening through the crown of your head, just finding space and keeping your shoulders square towards the mat. Beautiful. Slowly bring your hand and foot back to center with control. We'll take that balance on the opposite side here. So extending your other foot long, creating space out in front of you. An opposite hand here, just reaching, lengthening your spine and finding balance. Beautiful, yogis. Slowly come back to a neutral tabletop position. With an inhale, curl your toes under. An exhale, downward facing dog. So hips come high. Bring your chest towards your thighs. And then walk your dog out here this afternoon. So pedal it out. Get into the back line of your body, your low back, your hamstrings, your calves. Beautiful option to rock weight forward and back to get into your shoulders. Pedal it out. Look under each armpit. Find a little movement. Down dogs, wherever you're at, slowly come to stillness. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose, step or walk behind your wrists. Let your torso hang heavy, let your head hang heavy. If you'd like to grab opposite elbows with opposite hands, or maybe interlace your fingers behind your head to make your neck hang heavy. Yogis, rock weight from your heels to your toes, or maybe sway from side to side to get into that low back again. Yogis, if you chose an arm variation, swap out your grip to bring your other forearm or hand in front, finding balance and equal attention to each side of our body. Shake your head yes and no, and then yes again. Release any tension in your shoulders and neck. Ragdolls, whenever you're ready, slowly find some stillness. Release your palms to the mat. Toe heel your feet together, bend your knees deeply, and on a big inhale, slowly roll up to stand. Stack one vertebra on top of each other at a time. Let your head be the last thing to come up here. Yogis, this is equal standing pose or standing at attention. You can keep your hands at your side, or you can bring them at heart center, whatever is authentic to your practice, but this is where we set our intention for practice. If there is a person you would like to dedicate your intention to, or your energy to, or maybe a theme or idea you've been working on, today I would like to offer up the intention of grace, giving yourself a little bit of grace here, right? Yoga is not about doing everything. It's about finding the integrity in our forms, doing what we do well, and as always, focusing on your breath. So listen to your body and give yourself a little grace with this practice. Yogis, will set our intention out with an open mouth exhale together. Exhale everything out to prepare. Beautiful. Take a big inhale. Think of your intention. Open mouth exhale. Let it go. Gorgeous. Open your eyes. Bring your hands at your side, and we'll begin our sun A's. So inhale, mountain pose. Rise up strong. Reach through your fingertips here. Take a moment to set this up, so continue to breathe. Ground down through the four corners of your feet. Hug up slightly on your kneecaps just to engage your quads. Drop your shoulders down your back, so out of your ears here. Beautiful. Yogi, slowly find a steeple grip here. So interlace your fingers towards the top. Pointer fingers reach towards the ceiling here. As you inhale, find length, reach. With your exhale, half moon, gentle side bend. So bring your fingers towards the right. Beautiful. Work on keeping your shoulder open and centered. Yogis, each inhales find length, and every exhales find depth. Beautiful. On your next inhale, slowly come back to center. And with your exhale, opposite side, gentle side bend or half moon bend, opening up through the sideline and shoulder of this side. Yogi, slowly with control, guide yourself back to center. Release your grip. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, baby back bend. Lift your heart. Squeeze your glutes to protect your low back. Inhale, back to mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips. Send everything down. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach through the crown of your head. Exhale, high to low plank chaturanga. Plant your hands. Step back. Shift forward a couple inches. Lower no more than halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful flow. Yogis, that high to low plank of chaturanga, I will cue it every time, but it is always optional. You can take it from your knees if you're working on shoulder strength, or for core strength, just hold high plank. Maybe throw in a cobra pose or something. Just really listen to your body and listen to your shoulders today. We'll flow our sun A 2 more times, breath to movement. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, come to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, reach to the crown of your head. Exhale, forward fold, send it down. Inhale, mountain pose, charge up, rise up strong, interlace your fingers at the top. With an inhale, find length. Exhale, gentle side bend towards the right. On your inhale, slowly come back to center. Beautiful. Exhale, side bend, opposite side. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend, lift your heart. Beautiful. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, lead with your heart, hinge from your hips. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift, reach to the crown of your head. Exhale, high to low plank chaturanga, your variations here. Inhales always for upward facing dog. Exhales, downward facing dog. Beautiful, control. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, send it down. Inhale, mountain pose, root to rise. Interlace your fingers. With an inhale, find length. Exhale, find depth, gentle side bend, one side. Let your inhale guide you back to center. Exhale, half moon side bend, opposite side. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend, release your hands, cactus your arms. Inhale, back to mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, high to low plank chaturanga, your variations here. Inhales for upward facing dog. Exhales for downward facing dog. Beautiful, yogis. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Moving into our sun, be slow. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, send it down. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, send weight into your heels. Yogis, continue to breathe. So drop your shoulders out of your ears, bring your biceps by your ears. Weight is in your heels. Yogis, you can always take a wider stance if that feels better for your hips in alignment. If your feet are together, squeeze those inner thighs together to create stability. Beautiful. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, open arm twist towards the right. So sweep that right arm back, arms come to a T. Yogis, stay here for a moment. Take a peek down at your knees. Are they in line with one another? If not, bump your right hip more forward in space. Keep your core engaged, that right shoulder open. Beautiful. On an inhale, slowly sweep back to center. Find your chair pose. Exhale, open arm twist, opposite side. Left arm sweeps back with control. Beautiful, Anya. Yes, again, take a peek down at your knees. Work on keeping them in alignment with one another. Weight is still in your heels. Set your seat low. On your next inhale, come back to chair pose. Exhale, airplane arms, palms face down. Sweep back with control, yogis. We're preparing for drinking bird here. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, drinking bird, lift your heels, slowly bring weight into your tippy toes here. Engage your strong core, squeeze those legs together, yogis. You are just here for 3. Chair poses, you release in 2. And 1, drop your heels, inhale, chair pose, beautiful. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips, send everything down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, high to low plank chaturanga. Plant your hands, step back, find your chaturanga of choice here. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhales, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a full inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide your foot between your hands here. Inhale, reaching crescent. So use your core to rise up. You're reaching slightly in front of you, so a little tilted forward than a crescent lunge. Your core is strong and engaged, but your feet are in 2 separate lanes here. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, airplane arms, keep your legs, palms face down, sweep back with control. Inhale, warrior 2, pivot that back foot down, wind open here. Gorgeous. So take a moment to set this up, yogis. We're working towards heel to arch alignment. Your hips and pelvis are square towards the opposite side of the room here. Push your knee to the pinky toes of your standing feet. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, extended side angle, reach forward and then tick-tock your arms. And yogis, we're here for a few breaths. So if you'd like to use your forearm onto your knee for stability and support, that is a great option here. This is the foundation of Birds of Paradise that we will be working on later in class. If you'd like to take a half bind here, slowly bring your forearm towards your low back. But there's one long line from the crown of your head to your heel. Your core is active and engaged. Beautiful, yogis. Slowly come back to your extended side angle. On your next inhale, reverse warrior. Keep your legs, tick-tock your arms, reach through your side body towards the ceiling. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga, cartwheel down. Find your flow here. Inhales for upward facing dog. Beautiful. Exhales, downward facing dog. We'll take that on the other side. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide your foot between your hands. Take a moment to set it up strong. Inhale, reaching crescent, reaching forward, engaging your strong core to help lift your arms long in front of you. Yogis, inhale to prepare. Exhale, airplane arms, palms face down, feel your triceps engage. Inhale, warrior two, pivot that back foot down, wind open towards the opposite side and take a moment to set this up. Push through the knife's edge of your back foot. Stack your shoulders over your hips here and arms are fully engaged. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, extended side angle, reach forward and then tick-tock your arms and we'll take a moment to set it up on this side of our body. So again, if you would like to use your forearm onto your knee for support and stability, that is totally fine. Your core is strong and engaged, so you're lifting towards the ceiling with control. Yogis, if you'd like to take a half bind or a full bind here just to open up your shoulder, you have options. This is the foundation of our Birds of Paradise for later on in class. Yogis, wherever you're at, slowly make your way back to your extended side angle. Everyone on an inhale, reverse warrior, keep your legs, swap your arms, lift through your side body. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga, cartwheel down. Find your flow, your breath to your movement. Inhales for upward facing dog. Exhales, downward facing dog. Beautiful, yogis. Take a full inhale here. Exhale, send it out. Let's do one more together. Big inhale, deep exhale. That was our sun. Be slow. We will flow that once, breath to movement, but yogis, it is your breath. It is your movement. This is your practice. We're just here for stability and support here. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, send it down. Inhale, chair pose, weights in your heels, send your seat low. Exhale, open arm twist towards the right, sweep back with control. Beautiful, inhale, come back to chair pose. Exhale, open arm twist, opposite side. Gorgeous, inhale, chair pose, come back to center. Exhale, airplane arms to prepare you. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, drinking bird, slowly lift your heels, bring your weight to your tippy toes. You are just here for 3. Chair pose as you release in 2. And 1, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, send everything down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga, plant your hands, step back. Find your vinyasa flow. Inhales for upward facing dog, beautiful. Exhales, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide your foot between your hands. Inhale, reaching crescent, use your core. Exhale, airplane arms, sweep back to prepare. Inhale, warrior two, wind down through that back foot and open up, beautiful. Stay for your exhale. Inhale to prepare here. And exhale, extended side angle, reach forward, tick-tock your arms, just passing through. Inhale, reverse warrior, lift through your side body, swap your arms. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga, your variations here. Inhales for upward facing dog. Exhales for downward facing dog. Beautiful, we'll take it on the opposite side. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide your foot between your hands. Inhale, reaching crescent, rise up with control, beautiful. Exhale, airplane arms to prepare you, palms face down. Inhale, warrior two, pivot that back foot down and wind open towards one side. Exhale, extended side angle, just passing through here. Inhale, reverse, lift through your side body. Exhale, high to low plank chaturanga. Last one for a while if you choose to take it. Inhales for upward facing dog. Exhales, downward facing dog. Yogis, take a big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Let's do one more together. Full inhale and full exhale. Beautiful. On your next inhale, look forward. Step through, come and have a seat. Grab water, towel off, take a little moment to connect with your breath here. How is everyone feeling? No one has their video on, so I hope everyone's feeling okay. I like to do a core sequence in between my flows. I think it kind of breaks up all the up and down movement, but I also think it's really important. We'll be doing a lot of twisting later, and that should always be coming from your core instead of like using your limbs and then cranking on your spine or your joints. So I like to use it a lot for balance, foundation, and stability. So I like to throw in, it's about 4 minutes, just a 4-minute quick core sequence. And you don't need anything for this. This is just a little bit of belly up core on our mats, on our back. So whenever you're ready, you can interlace your fingers behind your head, meet me on your backs, bring your heels underneath your knees. We'll start with just basic crunches here. So whatever you're listening to, find a cadence that challenges you. You'll exhale as you lift. You ready? Here we go. It's a lift and lower, lift and lower. You exhale as you lift. Yogis, wherever you are at, bring your nose and chest more towards the ceiling rather than crunching forward. Your shoulder blades are coming off the mat with control. You're pressing into your heels, but you're using your upper abs. So zip that belly button to your spine and use muscle, not momentum here. For 4, for 3, you'll pulse it up in 2, and 1, little pulses up. Just make them small. Make them super controlled here. Remember to breathe. Bring your chin off your chest, gorgeous. For 4, for 3, just hold it high, in 2, and 1, just hold it high, just for 4, just for 3, make them ankle biters, in 2, and 1, so side to side, it's a right and left, beautiful yogis. So find each side the same depth, that is the balance in your practice. Your shoulder blades are still off the mat with control. Remember to breathe. You got this. You're here for 4. Just here for 3. Bring your legs up the wall. In 2. And 1. Yogis, slowly with control, bring your legs up the wall. Today we will be working on a lower leg lift. If this does not feel good for your low back, that is okay. Most things with our legs work our lower abs. If you'd like to support your low back, you can bring your hands underneath your low back. Yogis, flex your feet so your toes point towards your face. It's going to be for a count of 4. We'll start right now. So it's lower for 3, 2, 1, and you'll lift for 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Lower, 3, 2, 1, and lift, 3, 2, 1. Yes, lower, 3, 2, 1, and lift, 3, 2, 1. Last time, lower, 3, 2, 1, and lift. Make them cherry pickers, 2 and 1. So it's right and left. You reach and reach, yogis. Beautiful here. This is just as much a mental challenge as it is a physical challenge, right? So we're working on that grace and integrity, maybe slowing it down. It might be a little harder. Excuse me. You're reaching towards the pinky toes of your feet here, finding the same depth on each side, but muscle, not momentum. Just there for 4. Just there for 3, take a long body stretch in 2, and 1, long body stretch, reach your toes long, reach your fingertips long. Take some big inhales and exhales to stretch out your core and abs here. Yogis, you are over halfway done with this core sequence. We just have a couple more. We got into our upper, we got into our lower. We have to do our side abs, our obliques, our transverse abdominis. And we will get into that with bicycle twists. If that feels good for you today, stack your knees over your hips. Beautiful. You have so many options here. You can just do your arms. You can just do your legs. You can find a depth that works for you on either side. Yogis, we're making it a 3-part movement. So interlace your fingers behind your head. Elbows are wide, out of your vision. bicycle twists are a right and center and left and center. Right, center, and left, center. Beautiful. So the lower depth of the opposite foot will make it a little harder. Try to find the same balance on each side. Bring your elbow more towards your knee rather than your knee to your elbow. So keep your knees stacked over your hips. Yogis, we are not here long. You're here for 4, just here for 3. Make them scissor legs in 2 and 1. Scissor legs just for 8, just for 7. So good. And 6, yes you can. And 5, almost done. So good for 4. For 3, take a long body stretch in 2. And 1, beautiful here. Take a long body stretch. Big inhales and exhales to stretch out your core. Beautiful yogis, we have one last little sequence. It's the shortest one of them all. Whenever you're ready, grab behind your knees, rock and roll the length of your spine, and meet me in a boat pose. So boat pose Navasana here. You can keep your feet on the ground if you would like. That is boat pose. If you would like to rock more weight back into your heels rather than your feet, slowly start to find your balance. Lift your chest, lift your heart, straighten your spine. You're here for 4. Just here for 3, find your low boat in 2, and 1, lower down, just for 4, just for 3, just for 2, take a long body stretch in 1, last long body stretch. Good push, everyone. Thank you for humoring me. Core is no joke. It's so important for all yoga postures too. Whenever you're ready, yogis, come through a tabletop position, take a few rounds of cat and cow, really stretch out the midline of your body here. Grab water, towel off, tune into your breath, take some big open mouth exhales to release whatever heat you built. Beautiful yogis. Slowly start to make your way back to your downward facing dog. So curl your toes under, send your hips high, push your mat away from you, push into the L shape of your palms, but squeeze your elbows together to really wrap your shoulder blades around your back. Your knees can be bent any amount here. And let's unite our breath together here. Exhale everything out of your lungs. Take a big inhale, fill up with air. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. On your next inhale, yogis, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, send it down. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, send weight into your heels. We've been here before, yogis. Squeeze those inner thighs together. With an exhale, bring your hands to heart center in a prayer. Beautiful. Inhale, shift forward slightly, and exhale, prayer twist towards the right. So work on bringing your elbow towards the outside of your knee. Know that you can widen your stance and bring your elbow between your knees if that feels better. Work on twisting with your core, everything we just warmed up. Your head is above your heart and your heart is above your hips. Yogis, you are just here for 3. Forward fold as you release in 2. And 1, exhale to a forward fold. Beautiful, Jennifer, yes. Yogis, slowly start to toe heel your feet a little wider. We're gonna take gorilla pose, Padangusthasana here. So if you'd like to bring your palms underneath your toes or maybe grab your big toes with your peace fingers, you have a few options here. This is more about your low back than your hamstrings. So your knees can be bent any amount here. If you'd like to take movement or stillness, little halfway lifts or rock weight from your heels to your toes. Yogis, slowly release your palms or fingers from your feet. Gently toe heel your feet back together. We'll take that sequence right away on the other side. So inhale, chair pose. Use your core to rise up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Beautiful. Inhale, shift forward slightly. And exhale, prayer twist on the opposite side. So work on twisting with your core. Beautiful control here. Again, each side of our body looks different, so it's gonna feel different. Send your breath to the areas where you hold tension. Send your seat low and weight is in your heels. Heart is above your hips. Beautiful yogis, you are just here for 3. Forward fold as you release in 2. and 1, forward fold, send everything down. Yogis, take a halfway lift, reach to the crown of your head, lengthen your spine. Exhale, high plank, just high plank. Plant your hands, step back, find a strong foundation. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog, press on back, hips go high. Yogis, inhale fully and exhale deeply. Beautiful, inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide your foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior 2 right away, so pivot your back foot down, wind open, and exhale, straighten that front leg. We're preparing for triangle pose here. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, triangle, bump your hips back, and then tick-tock your arms, yogis. You can find a slight bend in your front knee if you would like to not lock out your joint. Your core is still strong and engaged here. This is very similar to extended side angle. Triangle pose gets its name from the space made between our front arm and our front leg. Beautiful control, yogis. On your next inhale, slowly rise up to star pose. Pivot all 10 toes in the same direction. Readjust your pelvis and stance. Yogis, we will flow star to horse or star to goddess 3 times here. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, horse or goddess, bend your knees, open up your hips, sit low. Beautiful, inhale, star pose, rise up. Exhale, horse pose, sit low, stay low, push your knees to the pinky toes. Beautiful. One more time, inhale, star pose, rise. Exhale, horse or goddess, and then you can stay low here. If you'd like to take a little shoulder dips, you can bring your palms to the inside of your knees. Take a little inner hip action workout if that feels good for you today. Whenever you're ready, slowly come back to center. Yogis, on your next inhale, star pose, rise up. And exhale, warrior 2 to the front. So re-invite that bend in that front leg. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten your leg, lift towards the ceiling. Beautiful, and exhale, pyramid pose. So take a moment to set this up. Pivot your back foot in slightly. Walk in your stance a little bit, so shorten your stance. Readjust your pelvis and chest towards the front of the room. Beautiful, and then pyramid pose. If you'd like to take a steeple grip, or you can work on bringing your hands, just sliding them all the way down to the mat if you'd like to bring your fingertips. Working on bringing your forehead towards your knee. And remember to breathe here. This is a posture of surrender. The way that it looks in your body is how it's supposed to look. Just remember to breathe. Beautiful, yogis. You are just there for 3. Release to standing splits in 2. And 1, so release your fingertips to the mat. Launch off your back foot. We are not here long. It's not about how high you can go. It's about that integrity in your form. Remember to breathe. Yogis, you are just there for 3. Mountain pose is your release in 2. And 1, slowly bring your foot back down. Inhale, mountain pose, stretch out your core, stretch out your spine. Beautiful, exhale, forward fold, send everything back down. 1 long line of energy. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, high plank, just high plank. Plant your hands, step back. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Yogis, inhale fully and exhale deeply. We'll take that on the opposite side. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide that foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior 2 right away, so pivot that back foot down, wind open towards the other wall. Exhale, straighten your front leg to prepare. Inhale to prepare, here bump your hips back, and exhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana, so tick-tocking your arms. Yogis, pretend you're like a gingerbread man in a toaster here, so flatten out your body in 1 long line. Gaze can be forward, ahead, or down at your foot. Remember to breathe. Beautiful, yogis. On your next inhale, rise up to star pose. So readjust your stance, readjust your hips here. We'll flow that star to horse or star to goddess 3 times on this side. So inhale fully. Exhale, horse or goddess, sit low, open up your hips. Beautiful. Inhale, stars, rise. Exhale, horse, sit low. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, star, rise up with control. Exhale, horse or goddess, and then stay low, sit low. If you'd like to find another round of those shoulder dips, press your knees, to the pinky toes of your feet really open up here. Movement or stillness, totally your prerogative. Just breathe. Yogis, whenever you're ready, slowly come back to your horse pose. On an inhale, star, rise up with control. And exhale, warrior two towards the front. So reinvite that bend in that front leg. Inhale, reverse warrior, straighten your leg, lift through your side body towards the ceiling. And then exhale, pyramid pose. We'll take a moment to set this up. So pivot towards the front, readjust your pelvis and your chest. You can shorten your stance or walk in your stance here. If you'd like to take a steeple grip or a prayer grip, with an inhale, find length, and exhales always find depth. So hinge from your hips, keep both hips forward in space. Know that your front knee can be bent any amount. Yogis, you can keep your grip or release your grip towards the mat. But again, a posture of surrender, so release any tension in your neck, in your head. Beautiful, yogis, you are just there for 3. Standing splits is where you're headed in 2. And 1 standing split, so launching off that back foot, straight, strong, standing leg, keeping your pelvis square and lifted. Not here long, yogis, just for 3. Mountain pose is your release in 2. And 1 mountain pose, come back to center. Inhale, rise up, create space, lengthen through your body. Exhale, forward fold, send everything down, 1 long line of energy. Inhale, halfway lift, reach through the crown of your head. Exhale, high plank, just high plank. Plant your hands, step back, find a strong foundation. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips come high. Yogis, inhale fully and exhale deeply. Beautiful, yogis. We're moving on to our Birds of Paradise series. You have so many options here if this is not something in your practice. In a typical studio, I usually encourage the use of a strap, but we'll walk you through every single scenario for this posture here. On your next inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide your foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior two, pivot your back foot down, wind open here. And then exhale, extended side angle. So tick-tocking your arms. Yogis, this is the foundation. You can stay here if you would like. If you'd like to take a half bind, bring your left forearm towards your low back here. If you would like to take a full bind, bringing both hands underneath your right thigh, interlacing behind. And the full expression of Birds of Paradise, you would be standing on your back foot. So slowly walking. Beautiful, yes, gorgeous, you got it. So standing on that back foot, launching off, finding strength in your standing leg, lifting your chest. It's the opposite way. So like, yeah, right. Yes. Beautiful. Yes. And it's not easy. This is like a really hard posture, and it's okay. That's why it's called a practice. Not everyone knows everything right away. This is a great place for a strap. If you need a little extra space in your shoulders, I usually find that my shoulders need more stretching than my legs do here. Yeah, playing around with a little bit of balance. Gorgeous. You got it. Birds, wherever you are at, slowly start to make your way onto your mat. Find an extended side angle. We'll all meet there. And with an inhale, reverse warrior. So lift out, reach towards the ceiling. And exhale, high to low plank chaturanga. If you would like, cartwheel down. Find your flow. Maybe take it from your knees or however feels good. Inhales always for upward facing dog. Exhales, downward facing dog. Beautiful, yogis. Take a big inhale. Exhale, let it go. That side, it's done, it's over. If you never want to do it again, you don't have to. Release any expectation of how it should have looked or felt. We'll move on to the other side. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide that foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior two, pivot your back foot down, wind open here. And exhale, extended side angle. So again, this is the foundation of Birds of Paradise. Great option for a strap here if you have one at home or the next time you are in a space. Option for a half bind here. Anya's half bind, gorgeous. Forearm towards your low back. A full bind, great option here, interlacing your fingers towards the left of your butt cheek, so underneath your thigh here. And then the full expression is standing on your back leg, so launching off that back foot to stand on it, slowly using your core to rise up. And remember, one side might feel easier or look different than the other. That would make sense. Gorgeous, Jennifer, yes. Beautiful control. Birds, you look gorgeous. Play around, finding your balance. And then also listen to your body. Listen to where you're holding tension. Maybe more shoulder stretching next time, maybe more hip opening next time. Just really tuning into what your body needs in these postures is really the yoga. The awareness of our body is the yoga. Whenever you're ready, birds, slowly make your way back to an extended side angle. So engage your strong core, lifting through your side body. With an inhale, reverse warrior, keep your legs, swap your arms, and exhale, high to low plank, last one of class, if you would like to take it down and find your flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful yogis. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. On your next inhale, look forward. Step through, come and have a seat. If you'd like to grab water, towel off, shake anything out, this is the time I like to use for inversion practice. If you have an inversion in your practice, feel free to go for it. If you have space for one, great. If you don't, that is okay. We have about 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes, excuse me, here. So we'll eventually meet in child's pose, traditional or extended, if you would like to opt out. But an inversion is any time when our head is below our heart. So child's pose is an inversion, down dog is an inversion. The inversion that I'll be practicing today with this bird series is an arm balance inversion, so balancing on your arms. I'll demo crow and side crow, so traditional crow and side crow, beautiful, yes. So the 3 foundations of this inversion are your gaze. Your gaze should be slightly in front of you because your body is gonna go where your gaze is. So you're kind of moving forward, rocking weight into your hands. Your core is really important because you're lifting, you're almost finding a cat back because you want to lift the heavier part of your body, which is like your legs and your glutes. So you almost find a cat back in crow. And then your core, your gaze, and your foundation is very strong, wide fingers, palms of your hands. And then you're using your chaturanga arms, so your triceps, almost like a shelf. And we'll start with just traditional crow pose. So find a wide stance. I like to get it from a deep squat, beautiful, yes. And then bring your palms down to the mat. Find a shelf-like on your triceps. And yogis, some people bring their knees up to their armpits, some bring them down to their elbows. Just play around with this. This is crow pose, bringing your feet on the ground, that is crow. You can play around with picking up one foot off and then the other, maybe bringing big toes to touch, maybe working on one concept and then the other. It's just kind of a little fun party trick here. And this one's very accessible. If you fall or you want to get out of it, you're very close to the mat. So just feel free to play around. The other inversion demoing is side crow. Side crow is very similar to prayer twist. You know, yeah, beautiful. Okay, so prayer twist, I like to get into it from a prayer twist. The weight is in your heels. You're twisting with your core, but you're still using your triceps here. So you're planting your hands to one side. I encourage you to try both sides equally here, and then bringing your bottom leg onto that tricep here and playing around with it. I had a friend who was a server and she wasn't left-handed, but because she was a server, she was stronger in her left hand. So there might be a side that surprises you. There might be a side, maybe you carry a baby or your kid on one side more than the other, even though you're not left or right-handed. So I encourage you to try both sides equally. That's the working out of intention rather than habit here. And there's so many different options with side crow. If you'd like to float your top leg, keep them together, using your core. And yogis, whenever you're done playing around with an inversion, we'll meet back in child's pose, either extended or traditional, just starting to ground down onto our mat. We only have one little short sequence before stretching. And know that you are not your inversion practice. You are not your crow pose. There is no yoga competition today. And so this really is a personal practice, and it's not inherently natural. Inversions are very, very hard. So give yourself a little bit of that grace that we talked about, because it is not easy. Let's unite our breath together here, yogis. Exhale everything out of your lungs. Take a big inhale, full. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Take one more inhale here. And exhale, release. Beautiful, yogis. We have one balancing posture we will practice and then get into stretching and slowing it down. Slowly shift forward to a tabletop position. With an inhale, curl your toes under, and exhale, downward facing dog, hips come high. Pedal it out, get some blood flow in your knees here. And we're moving on to eagle and eagle airplane, another bird. So with your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, send it down. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, send weight into your heels, and exhale, eagle. So we'll start on the right side, bring your right arm underneath and around, big palms to touch, but yogis, you have options. You can take an opposite shoulder grab if that feels better for your shoulders here. Rock weight into your left leg and bring your right leg up and over your knee. You can kickstand your foot, take a single wrap or a double wrap. Yogis, wherever you're at, bring your joints to the midline of your body. So palms away from your face, elbows towards your shoulders, and knees more towards the inside. Beautiful. You are just here for 3. Unwrap to eagle airplane in 2 and 1. Yogis, keep your eagle arms, lift your right leg up and kick back to an airplane stance with your legs. Slowly hinge from your hips, square your shoulders to the mat. Beautiful, yogis. You are just there for 3. Chair pose is your release in 2. And 1, unwrap, come back to chair pose, send weight into your heels and prepare for the other side. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, eagle on the left. So sweeping that left arm underneath around. And again, if you'd like to take a shoulder grab, super great option here. But start to rock weight into your right leg. Bring your left leg up and over that knee. Beautiful. You can take a kickstand, a single wrap, a double wrap. Rock your knees back to the midline of your body here. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Find your drishti in yoga. This is your gaze, this unmoving focal point. Yogis, you are just here for 3. Eagle airplane is where you're headed in 2. And 1, keep your eagle arms unwrapped to find airplane legs. So hinge from your hips, find control, find your depth. Yogis, once you find your edge, take a big breath here. Remember to breathe. You are just here for 3. Chair pose is your release in 2. And 1, unwrap, find your chair pose here. Inhale fully. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips, send everything down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank, just high plank, plant your hands, step back. Beautiful. Inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take one little stretch here before getting into pigeon. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or plant your foot between your legs, and then stay here. We'll take an easy open twist if you'd like to come on down to your knee or stay up on your toes. Just open up your right arm towards the ceiling. Take some wrist circles, some shoulder circles, stretch it out from that birds of paradise. Anything that feels good on this side. Beautiful, yogis. Slowly with control, bring your palm back to the mat. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, Skandasana. So pivot on your front foot here. Open up towards the right. Skandasana, balancing on your big toes. Beautiful, yes, gorgeous. Pivoting, opening up that left hip. That's really what we're getting at here. And we're not here long. Just take a big breath and let it go. Yogis, slowly come back to center. Find your low lunge. Place your hands on either side. Inhale, reach that Right leg high, three-legged dog. And then exhale, half pigeon on this side. Bring your knee behind your wrist. Yogis, you can take supine half pigeon or half pigeon on your back if that feels better here, but work on squaring out your chest and your pelvis. Beautiful. Inhale, fully puff up. Exhale, deeply dive down, hinge from your hips. And yogis, let your head hang on something. Release any tension or weight in your shoulders and elbows. Start to return to your natural breath. Pigeons with an inhale, slowly push yourself back up to center. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal it out, get some blood flow in that knee and that constricted leg here. We'll take that short little sequence on the opposite side. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide your foot between your hands. Inhale, easy open twist, continue to breathe. You can come on down to your knee or stay on your toes, maybe some wrist circles or shoulder circles. Beautiful, yogi. Slowly bring your palm back to the mat as you inhale to prepare. Exhale, skandasana. So you'll pivot in a clockwise direction here. Beautiful. Opening up your opposite hip here. Working on balancing on your tippy toes if that feels good for you today. Yogis, take a big inhale here. Exhale, low lunge. Pivot towards the front. Plant your hands to either side. Inhale, three-legged dog, sweep that leg high, and exhale, half pigeon on this side. Yogis, if you took this on your back, you can get into that supine half pigeon or supine figure four again. Again, working on squaring out your pelvis and your chest to not sway favor to either side. As you inhale to prepare, puff up pigeon. Beautiful. Exhale, melt down onto your mat. And again, returning to that natural breath. Pigeons with an inhale, slowly push yourself back up to center and let your exhale bring you downward facing dog. Last one of class. Shake out your feet, get some blood flow in that constricted leg here. Yogis, on your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, step through, come and have a seat. We'll take a seated forward fold for your low back, for your hips. So extend both legs long in front of you. And yogis, know that your knees can be bent any amount here. It's more about bringing your chest towards your thighs rather than curving your back. Wherever you're at, with an inhale, find length in your spine, reach up. Beautiful. Exhale, seated forward fold here. Hinge from your hips. And once you find your depth, then let your head drop. Beautiful. Yogis, on an inhale, slowly rise up to center. And let your exhale bring you all the way back onto your back, one vertebra at a time, onto your mat. If you would like to take a happy baby here, bringing both knees into your chest, you can grab behind your knees or maybe the soles of your feet. Just rock from side to side to massage your low back, or maybe kick into either palm to stretch out your hamstrings. And happy babies, whenever you're ready, find some stillness. Extend your left leg long. Bring your right knee in front of your chest. With an inhale, give that shin a big hug. And with your exhale, supine spinal twist. Gently guide that knee across your body here. Just letting gravity aid you in the twist. Yogis, slowly guide yourself and your knee back to center with control. Beautiful. Swap out your legs, extend your other leg long. Bring your opposite knee into your chest. With an inhale, give that shin a big hug. And with your exhale, supine spinal twist on this side. Yogis, slowly guide your knee back to center. Bring both knees into your chest. Square your pelvis, your spine back on your mat. Give yourself a big hug. Thank your body for making it through. Thank yourself for showing up. It is not easy to carve out this time for ourselves in our day. Take a big inhale, fill up with air, maybe biggest inhale of all class. And exhale, release, final Shavasana. Allow your body to take up as much space on your mat as you would like. We do not apologize for the space that we take up. We'll be here for a minute and I'll guide us out when it's time. Yogis, know that you can stay here as long as you'd like. If you have the extra time, I encourage it. This mindful stillness can arguably be the hardest posture for us to practice. And I think now more than ever, we might need that time for ourselves. If you would like to continue with the rest of your day, just begin by deepening your breath. Invite some slow, organic movement into your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes, unclench your jaw, soften the muscles in your face. Yogis, if you'd like, with an inhale, find a long body stretch. And with your exhale, fetal asana, fetal position on either side of your body, using your bicep as a pillow. Fetal asana is symbolic of rebirth. It's the beginning of our next practice. It's a nostalgic, comforting feeling. So take with you comforting thoughts, moments of empowerment, gratitude, maybe patience. Leave anything that is too heavy to carry on your mat. That is what your mat is for. Yogis, bringing off our mat today the idea of grace, of caring about ourselves, of loving ourselves just as much as we want other people to. And knowing that just because things could have been different does not mean that they would have been better. Yogis, if you'd like, with an inhale, slowly push up to a seated position facing forward. You can keep your eyes closed or softened, but maybe call to mind the intention you set at the beginning of class. How often do we dedicate our practice to ourselves? Thank you so much for joining Anya and I today. We really appreciate you having us and being a part of the community. Yogis, if you'd like, bring your hands to heart center and your thumbs to your hearts for kindness in our actions, thumbs to our lips for kindness in our words, and thumbs to third eye center for kindness in our thoughts, always most especially towards ourselves. Bowing forward, we seal in our practice today. Namaste.